All right. What's up, YouTube? Welcome to the Take 5 podcast. I'm Aaron Action.
I'm Trex Nasty.
Today's special guest, one of the first female heavy metal singers and first band ever signed to Metal Blade Records. From the band Bitch, please welcome Betsy Bitch and drummer Scandal West. Thanks for coming on. It's a pleasure to have you guys on here. Scandal, aren't you originally from Detroit?
Yeah.
How did you end up in LA?
Came out here in 2009 to visit a friend, and I was walking down, it was January 2009, I was walking down Sunset at 3 in the morning, dressed like this, and in Detroit it was 13 degrees below zero and snowing. Here I am.
We're from Ohio.
All right,
so
we get that. So how did
I
you
was
end up?
born in Detroit.
Whereabouts in Ohio?
Columbus?
Columbus, okay.
Yeah.
I lived in Toledo for a while.
Oh, right on.
Hi, remember me?
So how did you two meet?
Believe it or not, at the Rainbow.
Really?
That's awesome.
Friends, and ended up hanging together since.
Right on. I remember the first time I heard Bitch was on the Live for the Whip on the metal collection tape, or what Metal Massacre was it?
One that actually just celebrated its 40th anniversary, I believe.
Wow, that's crazy.
So yeah, that was our first release. That was before any of our albums. That was actually before Damnation Alley, which was before Be My Slave. The first thing was being cut on the Metal Massacre one album. Where am I supposed to be looking at?
You see this?
I'm looking at you on the screen. I'm probably like looking down to everybody. Okay,
It's
so now everybody can see my eyes.
All right. Today's topic is top 5 most entertaining front person. All right, Betsy, what'd you have for number 5?
Number 5. So starting down at the bottom.
Yep.
I have to get my list. Hold on.
Let's see, top 5 most entertaining front people.
Okay. I'm back. Okay. All right. So starting with number. You want me to start low and go high?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got to count up to the top like Casey Kasem did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Start low. Okay. So this is probably somebody that I don't know if anybody's ever heard of, but he was one of my major influences as far as wanting to front a rock band, and he gave me a lot of great tips. I was a huge fan. My friends and my sister and I used to go see this band back in the 70s. I think I'm dating myself, called the Cats. And then they became the New Cats, and the singer was Freddie Moore, and he eventually married Demi Moore. That's why she's a Moore.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
Yeah, that's. I thought I was going deep, but yeah, that's pretty good.
He's the epitome of a front person that was so charismatic. He wrote great songs. He was adorable. He had a great voice. He was an amazing performer, and he really should have been more famous. So I'm trying to make him a little more famous. He's actually not doing too well health-wise these days. He performed up until the recent past with some semblance of the old band. But anyway, everybody Google Freddie Moore and the Cats, or the New Cats, NU-KATS.
Awesome. I'm definitely going to check him
Aaron
out.
will find them because he can
Oh,
find
yeah,
them
I'll
with
definitely
the
check it
screen.
out.
He actually came down to rehearsal with Demi once when Bitch was first starting out, and gave me some tips, on how to be great on stage, and I apply them to this day. Okay.
That's awesome.
All right, so I got. You want me to just keep going up the?
We'll take turns. Right. Scandal, what'd you have for your number 5?
On most entertaining front people, God, I didn't do the most entertaining front people.
He did his own list.
Yeah, I was doing bands that I was sort of influenced me throughout
So you want him
time.
to start with his number 5?
Michael,
Yeah.
go yours first, and I'll run through mine. Mine won't take long.
Oh,
The front man that's unknown is Randy Roberts. He was in a band called Normandy out of Flint. He was in a band called Promises, Promises Out Here. He was brought out to be the front man for Deep Purple, and Joe Lynn Turner quit Yngwie at the same time. So Richie took Joe, and Randy kind of bounced around out here for a while. But look him up; he was amazing. It was like David Lee Roth and James Brown rolled into one.
Nice. All right, Trex, what'd you have for number 5?
All right, Aaron, you probably know this. Steve Whiteman from Kicks.
Oh yeah.
We just seen him last summer, and he's comical, and he's just a great front man. Like, he was making jokes the whole time, and he just pulls a crowd.
I've seen Kicks.
Have you ever played with him?
Entertaining.
Huh?
I've seen Kicks a couple times live before, and he is very entertaining.
Yeah. He's like one of my bucket list bands I wanted to see because I never got to see Kicks before until last summer.
And he's still so skinny.
Yeah, he
Yeah,
is. All right, my number 5, Jim Dandy from Black Oak, Arkansas. David Lee Roth has cited Jim Dandy as an inspiration. If you watch his performance, you can see the similarities. Like, they were like more like a Southern rock band, but he was a great frontman.
Yeah, he was. I used to go see Black Oak back in the '70s. It's a club called the Starwood in LA, which is no longer there, unfortunately. But yeah, that's a good choice. Yeah, I always liked him.
Right on. All right, what'd you have for number 4, Betsy?
Oh, okay. Another Freddie Mercury.
Yeah,
He's on my honorable mention.
No words. Just
yeah,
nobody ever liked him before. Nobody after him. He was just, the epitome of the amazing frontman with the voice and the charisma, and he worked well with the band. Interacting with the band, he was Freddie. There's just
yeah.
a lot. You say Freddie Mercury, and it's pretty self-explanatory. I never get tired of watching Queen footage with him.
Oh yeah, yeah. He was going to be on my list, but I knew somebody would say because he is one of the best ever.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Absolutely.
All right, Scandal, what'd you have for number 4?
I said she's going with him. I go with Paul Rogers. Just such an incredible voice, and just such an icon. When he took over in Queen, he could just stand there and be powerful.
Yeah.
Doesn't have to move that. Maybe spin the mic stand, but just there.
Yeah.
Good job too. Adam Lambert does a good job.
Oh yeah.
Queen has had, there was no replacing Freddie, but they've had some, they've had some frontmen that have really stepped up,
Yeah.
and has kept them as great, as they are.
Yeah, for sure. All right, Trex, what's your number 4?
All right. Jim Morrison from The Doors. Like, he was just mesmerizing when he would speak, and he was unpredictable on stage, like get arrested. I mean, there was nobody like him.
Yeah. All right. My number 4, Screaming Lord Sutch. His stage gear was dressing like Jack the Ripper. After his career, he became a politician. He was an English musician. Yeah, do you know him, Betsy?
Yeah. I said that's an obscure choice. I absolutely know.
Yeah. As you can tell, I like a lot of the shock rock type stuff.
Yeah. Well, you'll love my number 1 then.
Awesome. All right. Well, what's your number 3 then?
Oh, am I back on? Okay, number 3. Oh, Wendy O. Williams.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's my number 3.
Yep. I knew that was coming. Yeah,
I sort of have a kinship to her. Okay, I'm not the greatest singer in the world, but I bring it. So does she.
Mm-hmm.
I celebrate my body on stage. So did she. She was the first one actually to just, pretty much bear it all, and have confidence about it. She had muscles before it was to have muscles. She's sort of one of my fitness role models. If you ever see any footage of her rocking those little black bikini panties on stage, I mean, she has like 0 body fat.
Yeah.
And, and just daring, going and blowing up cars on stage, and
Yeah.
Yeah. She was pretty amazing.
She did her own stunts in those videos too. She got hurt doing them at times too.
Really?
Yeah, I met her when she played in Detroit. Nice girl, nice person, and just amazing, just aura about her.
It's
She's
funny
very
because
entertaining.
how I learned from her was from the movie Reform School Girls. You know, because I was a kid, and then after I saw the movie, I went back and listened to music later. Kind of the same thing I did with the Ramones on Rock and Roll High School. You know, I saw the movie first, then had to go back and check out the music.
You know, Plasmatics were, you know, there was nobody, no band ever like them, and never will be. You know,
Yeah.
I mean, the whole band. I mean, not just her. She was, you know, of course, I'm citing her because we're doing the list, but the whole band. You know,
Here's my plasmatic story.
presentation.
They're like a crossover between. They were a cross between punk and metal, weren't they?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
I'd say so.
definitely. Exactly. Wes Beach, the guitar player, used to work at a store in Detroit called Wonderland Music. He used to keep the store open for me when I needed sticks and shit like that. And I got one of my first electronic drum kits in there. My Rollins came from there out of the window.
Right on.
Super cool. Just a
All
great man.
right, what'd you have for number 3, Scandal?
Oh God, I was gonna go Wendy too. I suppose I can go lateral and go Jello Biafra.
Ah, nice.
There was a badass dude. I saw the Dead Kennedys without him, and it was just like
Yeah.
he had logos on everything, which wouldn't have happened back in the Jello days.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Badass in those days. A lot
Yeah.
of punk guys were just hardcore and brought it. They just it wasn't like a little act on stage.
Oh yeah. He was good. Yeah, Dead Kennedy, like you said, is not the same without him. He was Dead Kennedy's. All right, Trex, what was your number 3?
I had to change it, so I went James Brown because he was like always entertaining on stage. Even in his personal life, he always got in trouble. So he was like entertaining.
Yeah.
Mine was Wendell Williams, but I had to change it.
Oh,
Yeah, I almost seen James Brown one time, but I never did get to see him.
Me neither.
I saw James Brown in Hollywood Bowl. Definitely, James Brown, definitely legendary. And I never got to see the Plasmatics live either.
Oh man.
Yeah, I somehow missed, seeing them live. But there's always, YouTube stuff.
Yeah, I saw Wendy. I didn't see the Plasmatics. I saw her solo thing when I think Gene Simmons was producing it.
Right on. You guys are getting kind of low again.
Okay, sorry.
All right, you're fine. I just won't be able to hear you. All right, my number 3, Arthur Brown, from the Crazy World of Arthur Brown. 50 years ago, he appeared on stage with a 5-foot flame shooting off his helmet, saying, "I am the god of hellfire."
Oh, fire!
Hell yeah. Yeah, he influenced like Alice Cooper and Kiss and King Diamond and stuff. Yeah, he was pretty cool. Right. Right. Betsy, what Jeff for number 2?
Robin Zander, Cheap Trick.
Yes, I love Cheap Trick.
Greatest rock and roll singer of all time. The coolest. I used to go see them at the Whiskey and again at that Starwood club that I just referenced back in the 70s before anybody ever knew who they were. My sister and I went to see them for the first time at the Starwood. It was like 12 people in the audience, and he just like floored me with his voice. It's just effortless. Just, never heard a bad note from him, and just cool, and just the persona of the great rock front man.
Yeah.
The songs. Well, the Cheap Trick is probably my top 2 favorite bands. I love their music, their songwriting is ingenious. And you got to credit Rick Nielsen with that too. But we're talking about front people and singers. So, but Robin Zander, he's my major vocal influence. I wish I could, but I studied him. I watched him. I stood up, at the front of the stage and looked up at him and watched how he sang and how he breathed and listened, to his music and the albums until I wore the grooves out. So he's amazing singer.
And they're still good to this day. He still put on a good show.
Very powerful.
Yeah, we said them a few years ago, and they were still good.
Oh yeah, I went out on a date with him once. I can't leave this subject without.
Really?
Yeah, back when they first started getting famous, and he and I met backstage at the Starwood, and we ended up keeping in touch. You know, it was when you wrote letters. We actually used to write letters back and forth to each other. And he wrote me a letter saying, I'm going to be, you know, we're Cheap Trick. It was just after they got famous. So we're going to be, you know, blowing through town, you know, and in a couple of days, you want to meet me for a drink? So I'm like, yeah.
Mhm.
We met at the Holiday Inn in Westwood, and we sat and we gazed into each other's eyes. We had a couple of drinks, and it was just an amazing, really nice guy. Amazing. We really kept in touch a little bit after that, and then after they got super famous, and I would get in, you know, to where they were because of who I ended up being. He actually remembered me. So
Awesome.
moving on.
All right, Scandal, what'd you have for number 2?
I got one. Probably David Lee Roth.
Yeah.
Good singer, but just as far as the character and what he brought to that band and everything, and the fact that he basically sort of made that, you know, not made the band, but brought them out to where they could be famous.
Yeah.
The audience is out there, we do it for them, not each other. And a lot of bands don't get that. We've got great players that want to play for themselves, and they don't think of what the people want to hear. And he kept in great shape. He sort of turned into Dr. Smith lately, but he was in back in the day, he was amazing.
Yeah. Even a solo, Eat 'em and Smile, he was good on that too. Like he was always an entertainer. Like even the videos, Dave TV, those were hilarious because we were kids when they come out.
Fantastic. His book was great too. If you ever read his book, it was just he went through just school and you know, and just the Van Halen thing, and just it's just a great book. There's tons of hilarious stories in there.
Yeah, I always say that I thought Sammy was a better singer, but David Lee Roth was way better frontman.
Yeah, I mean, he sort of made the frontman position.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
Better. Sure.
Yeah.
Sammy's a legitimately really good frontman too.
Yeah.
He like he's Mr. Pedestrian, you know, sitting there like that.
Or even Sammy's solo stuff, he was good.
Yeah,
he's very talented. He plays guitar great. He sings great.
Yeah.
I saw him live recently in an intimate setting, and it was like one of the best shows I've seen. It was so much fun.
that was a really good show. I Heart Theater.
I Heart Theater. A film.
All right, Trex, what was your number 2?
Bruce Dickinson from Iron Maiden. Like he's always like energetic, and he's got good banter when he's talking about the songs, and he's like always got a sword in his hand, and he's just very entertaining. Like he's way better than Paul Diano was. Like if it wasn't for Bruce, they probably wouldn't be as big as they were.
Oh, yeah, I agree.
I did like Paul Diano though. I like his vocals. I thought he was
Oh yeah, like I like a lot of his other bands, like Killers and Battle Zone and stuff like that. Yeah.
Did you like Blaze Bayley with him? Did you like Blaze Bayley with Maiden? Because he had that Paul Diano voice.
Who did?
Blaze Bayley. When Bruce started going solo, they had Blaze Bayley with Maiden.
I had no idea they had another singer besides.
Yeah, through the 90s.
The 90s. Checked out in the 90s.
And he had the Paul Diano voice.
Yeah, no, I wasn't even familiar with him as the Iron Maiden singer at all.
Because Blaze Bayley come from a band, Wolfsbane.
With what band?
Wolfsbane.
Oh, okay. I'll check it out online now that I know.
All right, my number 2, Screamin' Jay Hawkins. Known for the song I Put a Spell on You. He's a pioneer of shock rock. He appeared on stage in a coffin and had like voodoo stage props and stuff. Like, it was pretty cool, man. That's like way back in the day.
What was his name again?
Screamin' Jay Hawkins?
Oh, yeah.
Even Marilyn Manson done a cover of I Put a Spell on You.
Right, I put a spell
Oh,
on
yeah.
All right, Betsy, what'd you have for number 1?
Well, what a the man I have tattooed on my arm, Alice Cooper. If there were never an Alice Cooper, there would never be a Betsy Bitch. He just changed my life. But when I was about 13 years old and discovered him, and I knew that that's what I wanted to do. And I just, before I did that, I was just mesmerized by him, and I could not get enough of him and his concerts, and you know, everything Alice. You know, I was all about Alice, and I still am. You know, 50 some years later. You know, he's just the epitome of the great front person that doesn't play an instrument, but just goes out there and entertains the crowd with his theatrics.
Yeah.
You know, and he's cool when he does it. He looks great. You know, he's just, every move is just, you know, coolness, you know, magnified. And, you know, he's just, I am forever indebted to him for steering me in that direction. And, you know, again, you know, now we have to talk about the band. You know, these musicians are always great. All his bands have always kicked ass, and songs throughout the years, amazing. You know, and he's still touring. I just saw him, you know, a couple months ago. You know, he's what, 72, I think, 73. You know, still great. You know, if he could still do it at that age, I could still do it at mine. And,
Yeah, he's amazing.
Alice Cooper. If we had like a mobile camera, I would go around my house and show you everything. I have all my Alice Cooper shrines. But that's number one. He's always my number one. He's my main man. He's my hero.
Yeah, Alice is the reason I do magic. And when I was learning from Jeff McBride, he used to go on tour with Alice Cooper, like he'd be the opening act.
Oh,
And he like said, you know, he said when Alice goes on stage, he always has a cane or a sword in his hand. Said he always put something in your hand to, you know, get the audience to look at that hand while you're doing something else.
You know, I've seen with a crutch, or you know, he'll just pick up anything and make it a prop. You know, and
Yeah,
you know, own it and make it cool.
yeah, he's an ultimate front man.
He works hard. He works hard on the show. The whole band does. I mean, everybody involved.
Yeah, and if you play for Alice, you're big. Like he's made guitars, he made bass players, he made drummers. Like whenever they play for him, they're big afterwards.
Yeah, he's always had great. You know, even his first, you know, the original Alice Cooper band, you know, was amazing. You know, but then all his lineups throughout the years have always been totally impressive. You know, now he's got 3 guitar players. You know, and you just don't know which one to listen to first.
Yeah,
Harmony leads, you know, while he's off stage changing. I mean, it's just, you know, the music is great. He's great. You know, it's a great experience. Everybody should go see Alice Cooper.
All right, Scandal, what was your number one?
Alrighty. See, I had to come up with this on the fly, so I've got a couple honorable mentions too. Number one, maybe Steven Tyler.
yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe number one.
No,
It
okay,
has to be a definite.
we'll put Steven Tyler up there.
Well, it could be.
Sing ACDC, I see him sing, you know, his stuff. See him sing country stuff. He's another one just where he can move around or he can stand there and be iconic.
Yeah.
That lean forward on the mic stand thing. It's just, like I said, iconic. And he can.
Yeah.
And some of the stuff he's saying, like, don't want to miss a thing. Nobody else can touch his performance on it. Great.
Yeah.
They're just off the chart amazing. And it just doesn't have what he put into that song.
Right on. Yeah, he does put on a good. I've seen Aerosmith a few times. They do put on a good show.
He's really good live too. I've seen
Yeah.
him 3 times live. So
All right, Trex, what was your number one?
All right, this is a band I wish I got to see. Dee Snider from Twist Sister. Dee Snider is always like got something to say, or he's always doing something. He's always keeping you entertained, and even like he does talk radio and stuff. I always listen to it.
Yeah, he does a lot of narration on this channel we watch called Reels, REELZ, and there's this thing called Breaking the Band, and he does a lot of the narration, the voiceover on it, and a couple other shows too. So yeah, he's very successful, very you know, perfect for those types of things. And Bitch played with his sister in Germany, and I actually got to meet him, and there's a photo of the 2 of us with our heads together talking.
And he fought to save rock. He went to court, the Supreme Court, and fought for the right to rock.
I'm-
Yeah,
Betsy remembers that, right? Betsy, you were part of that too, right?
me and Tipper, we're like that.
Him and
Yeah.
that just destroyed them. It was great.
Yeah, she was our best publicist. She carried my album around proudly everywhere I got published.
Yep.
Great people.
Like they say, no publicity is bad publicity. You know what I mean? Like they get. Yeah, I remember she was making some rock stars back in the day, man. Like
That put us on the map.
Yep.
yeah.
Because we were kids back then, and when they say no, don't listen to it, that made us want to listen to it more.
Hey, that,
Oh yeah, they slapped
That was
those warning
hilarious.
stickers on there, made the kids want to buy the album.
Oh yeah. Well, what's inside if it's so bad?
Yep.
Don't press the red button.
all that, now you have hip hop.
Yeah, no doubt.
That made those days look like kindergarten.
All right, speaking of adult content, my number one, G.G. Allen. His live performances included self-mutilation, defecating, and insulting the audience and the band members.
I know the name. I just can't place who it is.
Scan, you know
Band
G?
from every city.
Scan, you know GG, right?
I know what he did. I know his performances. I don't know.
Yeah.
Basically what you said, that he was just insanely outrageous on stage.
Yeah. Yeah, he was known more for a stage show than he was his music. I mean, I liked his music. It's really hard punk rock, but it's his stage, he was more of an entertainer than anything. Anybody got any honorable mentions?
Well, I was just going to say that. You read my mind.
Brian Johnson from AC/DC took a job that might have been blown up in their face and had the biggest rock album in history.
Yeah.
With Back in Black. It's number 3 best-selling album of all time, right behind the Eagles album.
Mm-hmm.
Best performer ever, either prior or history, Prince. The dude could do fucking anything.
We got
He can, can't we?
Is that?
I said the guy
Because-
he can.
Oh, yeah. Say what do you want?
Yeah, we're not rated PG-13.
He designed, he had an entire look, he had an entire genre of music, an entire stable of bands. He wrote so many hits for people. He could play every instrument you put in front of him. There will never be anybody that can touch him in history or in the future. Nobody.
Yeah, I have an honorable mention, David Bowie.
Oh, yeah. I had him too.
I
Yeah.
went to see him. It was one of the first concerts I went to. It was like 1972. It was a Spiders from Mars tour. And I did not even know what I was looking. My mouth was just dropped open. I think I was on acid too. So
You're gonna laugh, but Dave Bowie I like is
I'd never seen any. I think he was like another creature from another planet, with the costume changes and the orange spiky hair, and his band, of course, Mick Ronson and Ainsley Dunbar and all that amazing band that he had back then. And he was, and still, through the years, just remained amazing voice, amazing songwriter, very elegant and regal, and and it's hard to believe he and Prince are gone. Those are two that I can't wrap my mind around that they're gone. It doesn't even seem like they're gone. So that's my honorable mention. I also thought about Debbie Harry too. So I want to throw another.
Yeah. Yeah, she's good. Hey, Trex, you have any honorable mentions?
I got one from a show we done earlier, Sam Spade from the Midnight Devils. They're like a newer band, but when we saw them in concert, like they were like the old shows, like the way he presented himself and come out in the audience and stuff, like the way they used to back in the 80s. So I give an honorable mention to him.
I had a couple. Iggy Pop.
Yep.
And Marilyn Manson. You don't like Marilyn Manson?
Well, how could you tell?
Yeah, he's there's some crazy shit's come out recently, but
he's like a poor man's Alice Cooper, and he doesn't do it tongue in cheek like Alice does. He's like too scary,
Yeah.
I don't want scary with my rock and roll. I want fun and entertaining and theater and burlesque and vaudeville and all the things that Alice brings. But Marilyn Manson dark.
You don't want breasts on your front man.
It's disturbing. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't even like
His shows are pretty entertaining. Like I seen him way back, back in the '90s. I mean, it was entertaining. But yeah, I mean, I get that. And here's one. This is kind of people's kind of like bipolar opposites on this dude. That Axl Rose.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's just that his attitude just belies, me wanting to like him. He just
Yeah.
gave the
Off stage and on.
He kind of gave the finger to the public when they were, as high up as they were, and walked down and shows and threw his mic down and threw his little temper. I don't know.
yeah. When
As a front person, that's really, you're really ripping off the fans by doing that. I really don't expect that. I know, he's probably changed, and
Yeah.
that's a hard one. The one with Metallica when Hetfield got hurt and they wouldn't take. I'd have run out on stage as fast as I could.
Hmm. Yeah.
But
Oh yeah.
I thought AC/DC was going to be an absolute disaster. He did a great job.
Yeah, that's what I heard.
Great job. It was, I mean, I was shocked because I was waiting for him to fall on his face.
Yeah. See, like, thing is,
actually didn't fall in his face. Actually, really.
like, Axel's a dick, but when he's on, he's on. You know what I mean? Like, when he shows up and performs, I mean, he's entertaining.
I could have done without the diva anthem.
You're never bigger than the audience.
Yeah. We're about out of time. You guys got anything you want to promote?
Let's see.
Burning LA Festival at Brick's Rock Bar in Los Angeles, November 18th. We're playing with Tim Ripper Owens, Riot, Just to Kill, Heretic, a bunch of other bands. It's on my Facebook page. The flyers on there. It's on the Bitch featuring Betsy Facebook page as well. What else?
We're working on new music. We got 3 or 4 songs done. I write the music, I crack the instruments, and I give them to Betsy. She comes up with lyrics and melody and whatnot. Then I bring her in. I track her, then I send it to the rest of the band, and we put it together a little bit more, and we're all together. So, but we got a few. One of them is called Power Bomb Baby, about pro wrestling, and that'll be an interesting video when we get it done. It'll be a really interesting video.
Oh, right on.
We've got a lot of friends in the business.
And our website, we have our t-shirts and our merchandise, and I believe it's www.bitch.com. I think I should know that, but it's on my Facebook page. Betsy Weiss.
Check the
That's my
page.
real name. Everybody knows that now.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's why I didn't want to say your real name on the camera.
I try to keep it, on the down low for a while, but
Yeah.
so it's
Well,
on
yeah.
the website. I'm not exactly sure what the web address is, but it's on my Facebook page. We have all kinds of cool t-shirts and patches and things like that for sale.
I'll post a link on the description for your website and stuff for you.
Are you guys planning to tour when you bring out your new album?
Hopefully, yeah. We were supposed to. We had one partially booked when the COVID nonsense hit, and that
I'd like to check you guys out when you come to Columbus.
before COVID shut everything down. We played with Thor.
I remember Thor.
Everything was done.
Yeah. COVID kind of ruined everything.
We have some momentum going. We played Chicago, played festival, we played a festival in New York. We have some stuff that was booked, until the pandemic shut everything down. So, we're hoping to, build that back up again. I know there's a lot of really cool festivals that are happening, really, good lineups that we would be perfect on. And, cruises, rock and roll cruises and things like that. So, hopefully best case scenario, we will be out there playing for other audiences besides Los Angeles.
Awesome. Hey, anything else?
Thank you, everybody, for still
thank you.
wanting to listen to Bitch and wanting Bitch still around after all these years. That's never lost on me. The fan adulation is, I'm always grateful for that, and I've been, kicking around for this long, and there's still you know, people still want to, they're still interested in the band, you know, so I haven't gone away. So, you know, that's, you know, it works out. Thank you, everybody.
Awesome. All right. Thank.
Guitar player Kurt Remington and Chris Cardenas.
Yeah, right. Scandal last on drums, Betsy bitch. Kurt Remington on bass, Chris Cardenas on guitar. Amazing. My lineup is amazing these days. It's kick ass. And hope to see you in your town soon.
Awesome. Thanks for coming on. Really appreciate it. It's been an honor.
Yeah.
Anyway.
All right. Thank you. 5 and out.
Take care.